let's take a look at our top selections for Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a look at race number 9 at Pimlico on the 4th of July Sunday card. A card that features a mandatory payout in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Giant, and I mean record in the state of Maryland carryover going into Friday's card. Now we got to get through Friday, got to get through Saturday. But if that's the case, we're looking at a couple million in the pool on Sunday's Rainbow Pick 6. Let's take a look at the field for the Caesar's Wish. $100,000 is the purse. Fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th. $100,000 is the purse. This is a very evenly matched group. The number 7, Mrs. Orb, ships down from New York for a very underrated and good trainer in Michael Miceli. This horse has hit the board in her last 7 starts. She's very, very consistent, and her last race she had an excuse. It was her first race in 5.5 months. She caught a muddy track, and I think she caught a speed-favoring muddy track. She tried to rally from next to last, and it just didn't work out for her. I expect her to be a lot sharper with that last race under her girth, and in the second start of the form cycle, she catches a very good field. I also like her stretching back out around 2 turns. Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector for this race. Our friends at Timeform US believe that this race will favor horses on or near the early lead, and the 3 Artful Splatter could be helped by that scenario. Artful Splatter is a true speed horse, and you're going to draw a line through her last race, the Obeah at Delaware, because she didn't break well from the far outside post. She got forced very wide into the first turn, and she could not find her customary spot on the lead. With an alert break on Sunday, Artful Splatter is going to make the lead, and if she can back down the fractions against this field, she has a chance at a price under a very good young jockey, Charlie Marquez. We'll talk about the field in post position order right now, beginning with the number 1, Gracetown. Gracetown was a winner last time out, and we'll watch that race on May the 7th at Pimlico going this distance. Gracetown has very good tactical speed. She can go to the lead, she can sit off the pace as she did in this race, and she just ran right by these horses. She's now cracked the exacta in her last 4 races, and this advantageous inside post allows jockey Sheldon Russell to break and tuck in behind Artful Splatter. Gracetown figures to be in the thick of things when the real running begins at about the 5/16 pole. The number 2 is Trolley Ride. Trolley Ride last time out won an off-the-turf stake, the Leafard at Penn National. Let's watch that race right now. This horse was able to save ground in the early portion, avoided a horse that was injured on the backstretch, and then advanced under a very confident ride. It looked like Trolley Ride was going to go off and win by open lengths. The runner-up in this race, however, is a very talented 3-year-old who's going to be running in the Delaware Oaks on Saturday at Delaware Park. Trolley Ride ran just fine, an 81 Beyer speed figure. She's a hard-hitting veteran, and that last race showed that she can be a little bit closer to the pace, which could be key if you believe the pace is going to be slow. We talked about Artful Splatter a little bit in the Timeform US pace projector segment. This horse should be able to make the lead. She has done well around 2 turns in the past. She really would like a wet track. Look at her record. 6 for 9 on wet, 2 for 13 on fast. We'll see if Artful Splatter can take them all the way, rain or shine. Sweet Sammy D is the number 4, and Sweet Sammy D, her last race, let's take it with several grains of salt. She didn't run very well on the form, but it was her first start in about 7 months. She didn't break very well at Monmouth, and she faced a pretty good field. I think she's the kind of mare that can improve with that last race under her belt. The question is she this caliber of horse? She is graded stakes placed in her career, and if she gets the right setup and moves forward a little bit, she can threaten at a price. Number 5 is His Glory, going out for trainer Joe Sharp. I talked to Joe on Thursday morning, and they tried this horse at 6 furlongs last time out. They were curious to see if she wanted to sprint because she had shown speed in longer distance races, and it's fair to say that that experiment is over. She was just outrun in the early portion of that race, couldn't keep up, and couldn't make up the needed late ground. She is much better at these longer distances, and I think a really sweet trip is coming. Sitting just off Artful Splatter, ready to pounce when the field hits the second turn. His Glory fits very well from this race from a class standpoint. Suggestive Honor is the number 6, and Suggestive Honor might be a little bit dirtied up simply because ever since she's come to the United States from her native Argentina, she's been thrown in one tough spot after another. Last time in the Barbara Fritchie, where she was 174 to 1. The time before that in the Willa on the Move, where she was 82 to 1. The time before that in the Primanetta, when she was 97 to 1. You get the picture. She's just been in very, very tough. Now she's going to stretch out for the first time since she's come to the United States. She's getting a little bit of class relief, but she also has to deal with a February layoff. And I wonder if that's going to hurt her as she takes on horses with a recency advantage. Mrs. Orb is the number 7, third in the Critical Eye last time out for New York breds in her first start off of the layoff. This is a horse that handles wet footing, handles fast footing. I like her stretching out to this 2-turn distance. I think she can adapt to the pace scenario, although I think she's also more effective when they go hard up front, and maybe that won't be the case in here. We'll take a look at my top selection for this race. Landing Zone is going to be my top pick for Claudio Gonzalez. Now, Landing Zone, I think, is the kind of horse who's rounding herself back into form. This is going to be her third start off of a short layoff. Her first race back, she was just completely overmatched in the Grade 3 Allaire DuPont against Spices Nice, who's a legitimate graded stakes horse. Last time out in the Ladies' Secret, Landing Zone was saving ground at around the half-mile pole. Angel Cruz just started scrubbing on her and scrubbing on her and scrubbing on her. It didn't look like she was going to make up any ground. And eventually she kept grinding and grinding and was able to finish third behind a very promising Chad Brown train winner named Altaf, who is 3 for 3 on dirt. This is a good fit from a class standpoint. Landing Zone, I think, has the tactical speed to sort of slot into the second flight while clear of traffic, and I think she'll be able to make a sweeping run on the turn. She's going to be my top pick here in the Caesar's Wish. I'm going 8, 2, 7, and 4. Best of luck at Pimlico on Sunday.